Rent a Girlfriend. I know, we talked about it. Well, by we, I mean everyone else on the platform, like Mother's Basement, anyone else on the internet, like Gigunk, whatnot. But I haven't personally talked about it. Okay, after watching and rewatching the first season, I gotta admit, I like it. I know that everyone pretty much picked it off as like an incel anime, that Kazuya is just simply too relatable and it makes people feel bad, or he's just so unrealistic because he can't pick what his emotions are. But I wanna offer a new perspective. Aren't we all just Kazuya? Aren't we all just the same guy who wants companionship, who wants a relationship, but is too stupid and or awkward as fuck to keep it maintained? I mean, think about it. You got people who are like, oh, I hate Kazuya because he's perverted, he's dumb, he doesn't know what to do with his feelings, he gets goofed on, he's renting a girlfriend. Like, as if, no, if any person in the United States wants to rent a girlfriend, I'm pretty sure people will be shilling out millions to rent a girlfriend. I mean, your boy here ain't above that. And about Kazuya, I find him relatable. I don't find him a terrible protagonist. When Mother's Basement or any other person says Kazuya is just like this soulless, idiotic piece of shit because he just does things, I don't see that. I mean, out of any anime I watch, well, besides ReZero recently, I think Kazuya is the most realistic out of it. He's understandable. He's awkward. I mean, come on. He had a girlfriend that just blocked him for no reason and dumped him. I know that feeling. I have personal experience of just being block dumped with no given conclusion or even such a closure. It's literally a diamond encrusted fuck you that I got. So I understand Kazuya, and I went through his struggle of wanting a female companion and what he does with the picture of his ex. I mean, come on, we all knew. If you watched the anime, you already knew. That was freaking 90s. But I like that character about him. I like it. You know, Kazuya isn't just this brooding guy who will never fall in love again until he meets some random girl that just smittens his soul. He isn't just like a playboy where he could just pick up another woman like it would never happen. He's not Makoto from School Days where people are just throwing tail at him because apparently he's a chick magnet, or Kirito from Sword Art Online where everyone just wants Kirito because he does one thing. People are just drooling over him. Like mouth-watering action. I'm talking about they're just starving like Marvin. But Kazuya, he gets no bitches. He has zero pussy. And he's just a completely... I own a Reddit page. I probably post on Reddit. I definitely do a Discord mod like service. I definitely have a YouTube channel. Kind of Kazuya. He has no experience with women besides Mommy. And we all know who Mommy is. Being a nice little segue from Kazuya to Mommy. Mommy. You know, everyone's most hated female character besides mine from Rising of the Shield Hero. Mommy is just the character that just loves to shit down people's throat. Belittle them. Call them anything. Hell, I mean, like, what was his name? The Generosity pretty much just said Mommy was just being evil for the sake of being evil. I know in the manga that she has personal backstory, and she is the reasons to why she does. And furthermore, I can't figure out why the fuck this Mother's Basement even said Mommy was best girl, was the real protagonist of the damn story. It's just like, what the fuck is this taste? But moving on from it, for me personally, when I see Mommy, I just see her as the same thing as the Generosity, as option A. She's kind of being evil for the sake of being evil. But my own twist on it is, at least I know why she's doing it. Why she has this personal affliction, to why she's just shitting down Kazuya's throat, and the thought of him being happy just turns her stomach like bad Chinese food at 3 a.m. You know? I understand the vitriol behind it, but I will not commend nor encourage the fact that's not as a good reason. You know, it's like me being a villain. That's like me saying that, oh, a Starbucks employee wrote my name wrong, and then boom, I'm glassing cities like it's New Alexandria in Halo Reach. It's like, oh, one name misspelled and I'm killing billions for a coffee I don't like. You know, it's just like, Mommy, there's gotta be a better reason. You're projecting your own hatred, your own problems onto someone who did nothing to deserve it. You're dogging him out in front of his boys. You hate everything about him and you threaten to expose him for the slightest little injuncture because you're unhappy. You know, what's the end game? What's gonna happen when Kazuya breaks to his limit? Was at his very low point. What, are you gonna be there to pick him up, or are you gonna revel in his misery? You know, what's the whole thing with it? Because for me, if I'm tormenting someone, or if I'm feeling a little petty, a little frosty, I want to have an end game with it. I want to have a purpose. You know, because again, if I was a villain, which I know I am sometimes, everything I do will have a purpose or some level of meaning behind it. It ain't just I woke up and chose violence. I woke up and have a plan, or there's some weird Batman exposition to why I'm like this. But I'm hoping later on, if the author will make mommy more redeemable. I'm not saying that she gotta be a whole coin flip and she's now just this most heavenly waifu. I'm just want her to be, you know, just mommy, just a little better. Make her more understanding. Make the fans at least pick her as an option. At least make her even more relatable. Not just everyone just hates her because she's just a raw dogging you in the first season. Which is stepping over to the next person, Chizuru, which is everyone's best girl apparently. I don't see the appeal. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just crazy. Or maybe I'm on the spectrum. You know, I have been drinking some of this Lake Michigan water lately. You know, I got a bottle for a reason. You know, to take a little swig of it. You know, swish around my mouth a little bit. I want it to corrode my teeth like I'm eating Chernobyl. But Chizuru, to me, is the Asuna of sort of like of Rent-A-Girlfriend. She's the Asuna. She's her own in-depth character who I would love to get to know more, especially with her whole movie arc stuff and her own personal goals and dreams. But to me, she's just Asuna. She's just literally an Asuna reskin. Asuna isekai. I don't know. I can't really. I could dig into her like all day, like I did mommy. But I personally just do not have a lot to say about her. She just, to me, an Asuna. You know, she's just Rent-A-Girlfriend. She's the girl that likes Kazuya, but Kazuya is just shooting himself in the fucking balls and about confessing his feelings to her. And also Kazuya is the same nigga who will keeps trying to tell everyone publicly that they're just fake dating, which is more frustrating because it's always at the wrong time. Yeah, it could be at the president's electoral and Kazuya will be like, I have an announcement to make. Me and Chizuru, we're not dating. It's like, oh, Oños, Nino, shut up. This is clearly not the time and or place for this at the moment. If you want to break it off, you can. But oh wait, they can't. Because apparently both their grandmas are at the same fucking hospital. So any semblance of just breaking off and going free is completely out the window. Which is even more sad because what? Kazuya's grandmother is happy that the fact that he has somebody and it's a beautiful girl and doesn't feel like that her grandson's a waste of space. He was probably cranking it to his ex on his phone. And then Chizuru's grandmother, who wasn't the one that was sick, surprisingly, which, you know, got my heartstrings a plucking sadness. And it's just like, oh yeah, thank you for being with with Kazuya. You know, it's like, cool, we're friends and all. And it's like, oh god, this is gonna last for a couple of seasons, ain't it? Yep. I knew it. Well, better go play some Fallout 3. I'm pretty sure I got enough time. But with Chizuru, I'm not gonna keep ranking on her. I think she's definitely a good character. I think she's worth the time. If you truly invest in Chizuru, you will get your results. You get what you pay for. Same with Mami. Same with the other two girls I'm about to bring up. You know, if that what you're sipping for, you'll get what you pay for. But to me, she's just Asuna, basically. Now moving over to the third person in this triangle of a complete clusterfuck is Ruka. Everyone's thirstiest hoe. I mean, I'm sorry. That's a little abrasive. Everyone's thirstiest e-girl. Ruka, I don't get Ruka. Because her whole backstory is the fact that she thinks of herself as a foreign object, as a robot, because her heart rate doesn't go up at all. And she just realized that, oh, maybe I just don't feel anything. And it's again, I'm gonna take this from the generosity. He's all like, well, man, if I try to punch Ruka in the face and her heart rate goes up, does that mean I make her heart beat? Will she fall for me? It's just like, Ruka, I don't get that. Maybe you have a steady heart. That doesn't mean you're foreign. That doesn't mean nothing's wrong with you. I mean, most people have that kind of similar thing, you know? It's not like my heart gotta be rushing and pounding out my chest going at 300 BPD an hour, like I'm playing a horror game with VR instead of VR, it's actually Oculus. Instead of Oculus, it's Sword Art Online. Instead of the horror game, I'm playing Amnesia at max volume at like 4 in the morning after having a couple of Mountain Dews. Apart from that, I'm fucked. But with Ruka, I don't know. It's like, after the fact that she met Kazuya at least a couple of times, she's like, yeah, Kazuya's the one. I want Kazuya. He made my heart go up by like 1%, and that got me going hard. I mean, I'm impressed, because the fact that she is just throwing herself at Kazuya for any reason that's just not, oh, my heart skipped a beat, is interesting. The fact that Kazuya doesn't even take that option. I mean, hell, he doubts himself, saying that, well, Chizuru and I are just fake dating. We're not really having any connections. I'm just her client, a very annoyingly staying client that she's forced to keep forced to keep going out with. He needs to pay is good. I mean, that man's paying so much damn money. He's paying more than minimum wage. Jesus. But it just throws me in a loop that the author didn't make Kazuya just instantly, thirst after Ruka, and the fact that she's the only girl that wants him with no questions asked, that wants him. I mean, she wants him. I'm talking about that bed breaking squeaky squeak. She want that doinky doink with Kazuya. And she's trying her damnness to tell Chizuru that me and Kazuya are together. You are just an extra. So leave the stage. Exit left. But Kazuya can't do it given how his situation is in the story. I mean, let's be honest. If he wasn't tied down to Chizuru and he wasn't sipping for Chizuru, then let's be honest. He would have went for Ruka with no questions asked. I can see it. Come on. Let be like the ReZero thing. With that one chapter in ReZero when Subaru and Rem were like talking to each other, and Subaru's like, let's go run away to a different country. That got its own fucking spin-off manga. Or was it a light novel? I think it was both. That got its own spin-off. So I want to see one where Ruka and Kazuya have their own spin-off where they end up together. That'd be very interesting. But besides all of that, to I guess somewhat wrap this up in some disjointed manner, I think Ruka's okay. Personally, my personal simp is Ruka, because I don't know. Ruka's just cute in that kind of way. Like how she throws herself on Kazuya. It's like one of those, damn, it should have been me, not him. It's not fair. But I guess stopping to the least but not the last one is Sumi. And I like Sumi. I like red hair. I like the shy, cute personality. Like, she's never been doing this. Like, this is like her first time going as a rent-a-girlfriend. Even though she might have a couple of customers underneath her belt. Let's be honest, it wasn't. She just needed some experience with Kazuya, and thankfully Chizuru was like, oh, we're friends, so here. Let Kazuya be your first. He's a complete shell of a man. He's a complete thirsty bastard who probably would not attack Sumi if he had the opportunity. But to get back to realistic for a second, he was a good date to Sumi. I liked their episode. I think it was very cute that they were just going on cute little dates, and Sumi was just cute, blushing, shy redhead, and Kazuya was just taking care of her. I find it really adorable, It was very sweet. It was very wholesome compared to the cock and ball torture known as Mami, the cold, give me the frozen toter known as Chizuru, and please don't kill me yandere Ruka. But Sumi and them was just really wholesome. It's too bad that Sumi didn't really get a lot in the first season. They just gave her like one episode and just shaft her for the rest of the season, which was really rough. Because how is your whole marketing going to be like these 4 girls and one of them is just thrown in the fucking garbage? Allegedly, season 2 will have more Sumi, apparently. And sprinkle on the fact that, later in the season, or hell, in the manga, Sumi might get more arcs to herself and not with Kazuya and coming back with full frontal. I'm hoping, because it'd be a waste of a character if Sumi was just there as just wholesome option piece and then they do nothing with her. Say, hell, Mommy has a bigger stake in the story and she's Kazuya's ex and everyone hates her. They wish for her to get the most NTR, ugly bastard fate worse than death treatment. And that's just a Tuesday. I know, I see my Reddit. But, all jokes aside, I think all the girls are worth the appearance. They all have their own camps to fit with. They all have their own niches, their own goals or aspirations, or whatever people see in animation girls nowadays. I'm totally speaking as if I don't have like a collection of waifus on my own, ranging from mentally unstable to completely psychotic, with a sprinkle of like wholesome and mature. But Rent a Girlfriend season 1. To get to the real review, even though it's 15 minutes in, the anime was good. I love the art style. I love the animation. Hell, the music was even better. I always have an affinity for music. I always love the score behind a lot of things. I like the soft music. I like the more cheerful shit. I can't describe music in my usual scatterbrain thought process, but when it's appreciation to be had, I do appreciate it. I currently don't know who did the anime because this is just going off by my head because I just watched it like 2 hours ago and I want to put it out because before I forget all my notes. But whoever did Rent a Girlfriend, I'm pretty impressed. They brought an anime to life. And despite this anime probably being out for some time now and everyone completely railed on it like it's a bad bukkake and treating it like a dime store prostitute and just calling it how it is, just another sad boy incel anime because apparently the thought of a man being a Kazuya is like a fate worse than death apparently in some days. But I digress. But if I were to say to give a watch to to Rent a Girlfriend, starting life with a different girl, shout out to ReZero, I'll give it a definite watch. Unless you're one of those highfalutin, high quality tasting people in anime who are like, no, I watch the most top tier shit. I watch the god shit. Everything else is just subpar. Then this might not be for you. But for people who are like me, who are just like watching anime because it's anime and it doesn't matter if it's good or shit, I think this is definitely worth to watch. This is worth to sit down to watch. You go to Crunchyroll, you can both watch the sub and dub if you're feeling a little freaky. That's how I did it. I watched it sub once and then rewatched it in dub, and I loved it. And thankfully, it didn't have any of that progressive woke culture shit that I hate so much when they do in dubbing anime. I mean, moving on. But I want to wrap up this video right here, and just give a preamble, a post-amble. Tell me what you guys about these reviews, about my little anime thoughts on. I did review Zero, and it had a nice, surprising support from it, courtesy of outside sources enjoying my review on anime. And if you guys like this, since it's still in the experimental phase, please let me know in the comments in the video. I will be more than happy to conduct more anime reviews, my thoughts on anime, and hell, if you want me to watch an anime, tell me. Just don't say One Piece. If it is, give me like an arc and I'll watch it. Don't say One Piece. I know you bastards will give me One Piece, and I'm like, I don't got time for that shit. Who got time for One Piece? I'll read the manga. But anything, I have been your lovely host with the most, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Until then, I have bid you adieu.